This place is my reputation, my legacy, my blood. And when the smoke clears, I promise you, I'm gonna be the king.
The shield of the king. Blood everywhere, none of it his. He had bullet holes in his shirt. How did he not get hit?
That shotgun blast alone should have killed you. You're amazing.
I don't want to be different than anybody else.
People need you.
Cops can only do so much.
Harlem's about control, power.
Politics is where the power is.
It's gangsters like me that let you hold on to what you got.
You never really know what anyone is capable of.
There is nothing that can hurt you. So what the hell are you afraid of?
I made you up. You a slave to a page in my rhyme book. Getting big money, playboy, your time's up. With them gangsters.
I'm gonna take his rooks,
Got that.
his knights, his queen.
Y'all got hit last night.
Took damn near every penny I got.
You need to take his ass out. You find his weakness, and you squeeze. Don't be a hero.
I'm not the hero type.
Looks to me like that's what you've always been.
You wanna go to war? I'll take you to war. You don't have enough people. You want some? I don't have time for this. Snap, you loop. It's you.
No, man, it's you. Yo, man, PLO style was my joy back in the day. Sweet Christmas. You double XL?
Way ahead of you, homie.
I made you up.
What is going on, guys? Of course, I'm coming at you with another little series of reviews. How you guys doing with myself? So today, just like we did with Daredevil and Walking Dead season premiere, we're going to do another review on another awesome series that I've been watching on television and or Netflix, and just give you pretty much a big review on how it turned out. So let's go ahead and get started with the review. The review today is going to be on yet another Netflix Marvel-based series called Luke Cage. Now, for some of you who are a really big Luke Cage fan, you know him as Power Man. Pretty much Luke Cage is a really odd character into the Marvel Universe, but it is very well needed, especially since he's the most anticipated and most seen hero next to people like Spider-Man and Jessica Jones and so on and so forth. He has a pretty big role in the Marvel Universe of some sort and is almost pretty much a normal-sized humanoid Hulk. Exactly true. Kind of can put it like this. He's the Man of Steel, Superman, mixed with the Hulk, super strength. Or better yet, maybe he's just Superman's super strength and invincibility and all out, pretty much being bulletproof and whatnot. I don't know what the thing is. Luke Cage just has a really awesome superpower to be bulletproof and very strong, so I guess you could say it's more like a Superman power. However, Luke Cage's character has been seen in many different comic books such as Marvel's Defenders and Spider-Man comics especially. Even in the video games, Luke Cage was in a bunch of freaking video games, Marvel-based, especially in Spider-Man's The Web of Shadows, which was probably one of my favorite Spider-Man games of all time. Now, with that being said, this series was no shy of being impressive. However, there are some tweaks and problems that I've noticed through the whole film, and it mostly has to do with acting-wise. But before we get into the problems with the series, let's go ahead and just talk about the positives of it. The positive of the series is it shows the background story of how Luke Cage became Luke Cage due to an experiment that went haywire when he was trying to pretty much get better from trying to survive in prison by doing prison fights for pretty much money and fame and whatnot, and to help the warden get more noticeable and more profit off the fight. And eventually it came to the point to where Luke Cage was about to die from getting beaten almost nearly to death, that he had an option to be saved by this doctor who was doing experimentations in the prison underground. Now, when the experimentation went down, Luke Cage tried his best to get the warden's word out there into the world, to be like, there's shit going down in this prison, somebody send help, by talking to his therapist that was there to help him with good behavior trial, and if he did good behavior trial, he would be able to get out sooner. Now, when the experiment happened and the warden caught act of what Luke Cage was trying to do, he couldn't allow Luke Cage to live anymore. So, with the experiment going on and midway, it would have killed Luke Cage. However, I guess it was just a matter of Luke Cage had more will to live than he expected, and I think that's what overcame the experimentation and saved his life pretty much. When the experiment was over and it exploded and it nearly killed the warden, or did kill the warden, I'm not really sure. Just by that kind of explosion, it didn't look like it killed him. Luke Cage was transformed into Power Man, who is bulletproof and super strong, and punched his way out of the prison and became one with society once more, but underground, and had changed his name instead of Carl up to Luke Cage. Now, this series was so intense and so awesome, and it definitely did not shy with being vulgar language and whatnot. I love the characters, especially in this movie, especially the detective Misty, who was a sidekick in the Luke Cage comic books, who had a robotic arm. It also teased in the fact that she was getting her arm hurt really bad, and eventually we were leading into her having a robotic arm. Another thing that I definitely saw that I never saw coming since Iron Man 2 was Hammer Tech, which is pretty much Justin Hammer from Iron Man 2, who was trying to be the next Tony Stark, who made Iron Man suits but got pretty much fucked over by Whiplash, if you know who that is. Hammer Tech has a very big significance in the Daredevil and Luke Cage series, and it's only a matter of time before Jessica Jones has it as well. But it does have a really big role, apparently, through these series, and I don't know what it is. I really don't care. As long as it's a really good role, then you know what, we're set with that, seriously. It's pretty freaking gnarly, if you ask me. I think that's pretty freaking cool. Now, with the fact that Luke Cage has a lot of things going through his mind, he was trying his best not to be seen as an Avenger or somebody who was a mutant or something like that, so he just tried to be a normal guy until his powers were actually needed, when it became really personal. As the season goes on, just for the one season that it's only being playing as, I was nothing more than entertained. It was very, very well done, especially with the very last episodes where Luke Cage found out that his half-brother was exactly his half-brother, which was his friend growing up, because his father had an affair with another woman. It turns out that that boy really was his brother, so they ended up hating each other because of the fact that, you know, they both thought that they were loved by the father, and they really weren't. And the one that was crazy tried to kill Luke Cage, and then found Hammer Tech that was able to make him as indestructible and strong as Luke Cage himself. And Luke Cage and him had a big fight in between the Soul of Harlem, and guess who won? It was Luke Cage, obviously. With the last episode almost nearly ending, Luke Cage still had to face trials with being back at the prison that created him, but he wasn't going to run anymore. He was tired of running from his demons, so he faced his demons and owned up to his mistakes, and pretty much still says to say he's innocent for the crime that he didn't commit, which was committed by his brother. I don't know the whole story between Willis and Luke, but I guess it's a pretty big deal because apparently Willis wants Luke dead. But as the ending gets close, I was very fascinated by how well done Mike Coulter played this character next to Spartan Locke in Halo. This man's acting skills are nothing but great. I love his characters every time he plays a character. But Luke Cage, I think, besides Spartan Locke, was very, very well done, and it fit very, very well with him. The last time I seen him act in a really cool role was Locke back in the Halo Nightfall movie. And you know what? It was really good. I thought it was a really good movie. It was definitely not the average everyday, oh, it's a Covenant versus the UNSC movie. It was a different take on a UNSC story in my looks of it, because of me how much I know about Halo. They did not shy a lot with making this character come to life, and who better to make this character come out from where it's at than Mr. Coulter himself. And it was really good. I thought it was really good. Both characters, Luke Cage and Spartan Locke. Mike Coulter, very well done, very well picked actor, in my opinion. Now let's go ahead and get on to the problems with this series. The acting. Some of the acting was very shy of impressive and or convincing, mostly because of the fact that some of the action sequences and some of the scenes and whatnot, they were supposed to fake a good punch or a good kick or a good blow to the knee from the stomach and stuff like that. Sometimes you would actually see how hesitant and fake it was compared to the actual Marvel movies out there, in which that was very iffy to me, so I couldn't really be okay with it because I could see half of the fight scenes they were trying to do, and then it was just the fight scenes were weak. If you're trying to make a fight scene between two powerful guys that have about the same amount of strength and whatnot, then you should probably go really ham on the freaking special effects and the fighting abilities, because they wouldn't be just throwing boxing punches on each other and shit like that. They'd be throwing each other through building after building after building, nearly breaking Harlem. But they didn't do that, so I guess it was mostly on the matter of funding and stuff like that to actually make this movie or series come to life, which is fine. But I wish they would have done more training with the fighting acts and stuff like that, because it was just too fake, and I could see it plain as day, and I just wish they had done a little bit more better on the acting and the fighting sequences, in my opinion. But I do love how they tied in Daredevil into this a couple times, and that apparently at the very end of Luke Cage's new girlfriend tells him about how she used to know Matt Murdock, and she used to date him in the Daredevil series. But he was a lawyer, and so she says, I'll have him help you out and stuff like that. And they're like, and Luke Cage is like, okay, I'm okay with that. So that's pretty much saying that eventually Luke Cage and Daredevil are going to meet. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, this series was really good. I highly recommend you watch it if you're a big Luke Cage fan. Even if you're not, watch it. It's pretty good. I thought it was a really good movie. Or, I'm sorry, it feels like it was a movie, and I love that about it. And it doesn't even seem like these series don't look like series to me, they look like movies. But it was a really good show. I loved Luke Cage. If I rank it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10, only because of the acting. The acting needed to be a little bit better. The fighting sequences definitely needed to be better, and I needed to be convinced that there was an actual fight going on. But there's too many situations where you knew it was a fake sequence where you pretty much see the whole fakeness of it. So more work on the acting is all I'd say, and the special effects and stuff like that. Be real about it. Think Marvel-wise. Think hero-wise. Be in the mind of the hero before you go ahead and try to make the hero come to life. Because if you just go half-ass on it, it's not going to look good. So that's really my review on Luke Cage. If you guys enjoyed and you like Luke Cage, share in the comments what you liked about Luke Cage, and we'll go from there. And eventually, I'm going to be moving up into Jessica Jones. I'm just in mid-episodes of it. I think I'm at maybe episode 7. So once I'm done with that, we will talk about Jessica Jones. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all later. Bye-bye.